Functions. When programming, you may find yourself repeating some operations. You may write the same set of lines over and over, or you can write a function. A function allows you to use logic with different inputs. An input could be a number, such as 20. Then the logic could be divide by 10 and multiply by 2. Let's have an example. We will create a function named doMath. To create a function, type def and then the name of the function, which in this case is doMath, and put parentheses. Your input should be inside these parentheses. The inputs are called arguments. So we will put n as the input for this function. That means this function has one argument. And then we indent the second line and say answer equals n times 2 divided by 10. And then we can print this answer. Now, let's call the function. To call a function, you just write its name and put an argument. So in this case, doMath, and then within parentheses, we write 20. And we know that 20 multiplied by 2 divided by 10 is 4. We can also try this with another argument, 30 for example. We should get 6. This function does not return a value. A function that returns a value allows us to keep the result of a function into a variable. Instead of printing the answer, we will return it. So we modify the function like this. Then let's call the function again, saving the results into a variable. So we write result equals doMath and the argument is 20. Print result. We can also print the value returned directly like this. Now, you can have more than one argument into a function, but you can also have 0 arguments. Let us have another function that gets the perimeter of a rectangle. So we do it the same way. Def perimeter number 1 and number 2. These two are our two arguments. A good function should have a docstring. This makes it easy to remember the purpose of the function. In other words, you can easily remember the function of the function. So our docstring here is finds the perimeter of the rectangle. Now we will return 2 times number 1 plus 2 times number 2. Then we can call it like P is equal to perimeter, and let's say we have a rectangle with width 2 and length 5. This should give us the perimeter of 14, as we can print the value of P and show that it is indeed 14. There are some arguments that you may only want to specify in specific cases. For example, we can specify the area function to be def area, argument L, another argument W, but we already set it to none. Assigning none to a variable is similar to having an empty variable. Here we are saying the default value of W is none. We could have the default value of W set to any other value, but in this case we have set it to none. And then the code in the function says if W equals none, then return L multiplied by L, else return L multiplied by W. In this function, L is the required argument, but the argument W is optional. It can also be called a keyword argument. Keyword arguments come last, so don't start with the keyword argument followed by the required arguments. If you do not specify a keyword argument, the default values are used. That means we can use the function to find the area of a square, like this. Area square equals area 5. But we can also use it to find the area of a rectangle, like this. Area and the argument 8 for length, and we set W equals 5. If we print square area, it gives us 25, which is 5 times 5. If we print rect area, it gives us 40, which is 8 times 5. Watch the next video, because the function of this series is to turn you into a programmer, and you are the argument.